Well, hello, everyone. I hope everyone had a great weekend, and I hope you can hear me just fine. So, I'm going to give a couple of minutes to at least let someone say, yeah, they can hear me, or no, they can't. So, if someone would be so kind to do that, I would greatly appreciate it. So, let's see here. We'll look and see who all we have here in the chat. And I know as people are trying to come in, and of course, StreamYard is telling me that I have 0 votes, which I know that is not correct. Otherwise, this chat would not be moving. So, all right. So it looks like people can hear me. So let me go ahead and start off with the roll call. And I will try to get with everybody as they're coming in. All right, we got Heath from Humanity Junction. Pirates of the Model Trains. John from Schuylkill River Valley. We got Ray Bobel here. Marty M. My beautiful wife Amanda is here. She's going to try to, I guess, keep the rest of the STS guys in line. I wish you the best of luck, hon. We got Manny Fernandez, Joe Rader, the Black Rock Central Railroad. We got Jerry Satz here. Let's see, who else? It looks like that's it right now. Oh, nope. We got Digger Evans popped in. Ken Amos Jr., John Goforth. Ray's like, it ain't going to happen. I could hear your voice when you said that. So, oh, man, chat's moving up fast. CSXGE ET44AC, welcome. And I think that's everybody. Yeah, I wish Amanda the best of luck at keeping things on track because the track here is not attached to the rail, and you could just imagine what's going to happen. So, it's like Ray, John, and Heath went down the line and took up all the track nails. Dave Piper, that's a new person I've seen in here, maybe. Welcome, Dave. Let's see, anybody else? All right, I think that's it. So, don't have much to talk about tonight, and I think I left what I was going to bring on the kitchen bar, I think. Amanda, if you will please bring me the green tip tanks, that would be amazing. Tonight I'm going to try to put a Walthers kit together, and they are just basically a couple of propane tanks. It's going to be for my gas company, for my operations on my layout. And I made a stencil, and I'm going to paint this on the tank. So I'm waiting on Amanda to bring me the tanks because I forgot to grab them. I grabbed everything else I needed except for the tanks, of all things. I spent quite a bit of time today. Hey, we got Dwayne's Fork and Spoon here. Let's see. Dwight Curley, Melvin Fackler. Did I miss anybody else? Andy Ambrose is here. If I didn't say hi to Andy. Martin Siersma. I hope I did not butcher your last name. Let's see here. Amanda, they might either be on the bar, on the kitchen table, or over by the Christmas decorations. Let's see. We got Sparky in the house. I think that's it. So, but I went ahead and made a stencil, and I'm going to let y'all read it. Yeah, the green tanks. That's right. And I don't know if y'all can read that. Yeah, y'all can read that. So this is what I'm going to stencil or spray paint on my tanks in green. So I thought this would be a good name for my propane company. So the Passmore Gas Company. And of course, like I said, I brought all of my stuff, and I'm going to attempt to put it together. And you can just take them off and hand them to me. The paint should be dry. I don't want the plywood. All right. That's one half. That's another half. And another half. I mean, this is Sidetrack Sunday for a reason. We're always on the sidetrack. So, more like derail. Hey, Rusty from Possum Bayou just dropped in. Welcome. And let's see here. See what pass more gas. So, what I did today was I went ahead and painted all my pieces black. And I know typically for a prototype, the propane tanks are not going to be black. They normally paint them silver. But for this, I wanted something different, and I went with the black and a green. And here's the other sprue I painted. And after painting the tanks black, once I, popped them off so that way I could, mask it with painter tape, I wanted the ends a different color. And then, of course, that was going to be the same color that I'm going to use the stencil on after I get it put together. So, unfortunately, you're not going to see me paint the name on it. That will come in my next layout update. But you'll get kind of a preview as to where the color's at. Where is the star of at the Train Freak YouTube channel? I don't know where he's at. He is somewhere here in the house. So, but he's not big into putting kits together, so I doubt he will come up. Let's see here. I'm looking to make sure. Southern Yankee Railroad, Catnut. Yeah, Catnuts 911. Welcome, welcome. All right, so, let's see, did I miss anybody else? I don't think I did. D. Klinger came in. Welcome, D. And make sure I didn't miss anybody else. We got Anthony, Georgia Sunbelt just popped in. Welcome. All right, and I know Georgia Sunbelt has put these tanks together in the past. He told me this was a fairly easy kit. So I'm hoping it's going to be easy for me. Go via or go home. Welcome, Chris. So these are the tanks. I still got masking tape on them, so I got to take the masking off. One thing I did find out about propane tanks or just tanks in general, a lot of times they'll have the ends painted a different color, and that's actually to let the fire departments know what type of gas is in there. Is it LPG? Is it butane? As acetylene, I think that's it. Acetylene. So if you got tanks on your layout, sometimes having a different color on the tips is prototypical, and typically they paint these things silver so that way the heat of the sun does not warm it up, because these are insulated tanks, and to have propane in a liquid state, it's got to be very cold. So I actually used a rattle can, so I did not use an airbrush. I just went to Home Depot and got some Krylon spray paint, and the colors that I used is Canyon Black in satin, and then this green is called an Eden Green. So I'm going to change the camera angles here, and so that way you can actually see more of what I am doing. So I guess the first thing is to see how well the masking went, because I got a feeling I'm going to have to do some touch-ups, but that is okay if I have to. That's what happens when you get cheap blue painter's tape and not the good 3M stuff. But it's what I had. And so I did kind of preview these instructions from Walthers, and this is an accessory kit, and the instructions are really not that great. So I'm curious to see how well or how not so well it's going to go tonight. And if it doesn't go well, well, it's Sidetrack Sunday for a reason. So, oops. All right, here is the moment of truth. Yeah, I got a little bit of bleed. I got a little spot here that I'm going to have to touch up. At least it's, you know, the bottom's not so bad. All right. See if I can get this one off. It was like when I put the painter's tape on there earlier, you know, I pressed it down as much as I could, you know, applying force. And it seemed like it was very, very smooth on the edges. And of course, once I start spraying with the rattle can, it was like I could start seeing where it would start bleeding. Yep, I'm already seeing a spot there. Oh yeah, we got big bleeds here. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have to do some touch-up paint for sure. And I'll probably do that after I build it. And I'll probably put a dull coat on top of it when I get done. Let's see, anybody else pop in? We got John Arthur here. I don't know if anybody else popped up because I've been paying attention to untaping. Corey's AKVR, welcome. Are we blaming Heath for the paint bleeding through? That sounds like a good reason. I'm not seeing anybody else popped in, so if I missed anybody, I'm sorry. But I think I got everybody, and I'm trying to as they come in. All right. So that's the first half. Let's go with the top half. See how well or not so well I did on the top. And so the way I masked it is I kind of went on the edges first, and there's actually a little lip or a raised section on the tanks that, you know, helped me get a good straight line. And so I kind of did that first, and then of course I went in and did the rest. Yeah, this one's got a little bit of bleed as well. So, shame on the tape. It's Heath's fault for supplying me crap tape. Oh, this side actually did really well. This one here has got one spot. See if I can, there we go. You can probably see it right there. So, yeah. Definitely, if you're going to use painter's tape, get the 3-inch stuff, man. It's totally worth it. But instead of using a spray paint, I've got a little bit of black testers, and I'll just touch it up with a little bitty brush. And I think it'll be just fine. All right. And see, here I can see, I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but before I hit the rattle can on these, I didn't have any type of bumps there on the tape. So that kind of tells me that I'm probably going to have a little bit of touching up to do on this one as well. Yep, there's one spot and very, very small second spot. Oh, forgot to take this side off. Looks big enough for 2 C batteries. I don't have any C batteries. I could try to put a D battery in there and see if that works. Ooh, bad bleed right there. And I didn't get good with the rattle can on that side, so I'll definitely have to hit that with green again for sure. Or I can make this the back tank and, you know, put it that way, or let's see here. That way on the layout, and you wouldn't even notice that spot. So we can always make things work. Oh, looks like Dwayne's out. All right, man. Take care, bud. Let's see. Weber Model Railroad. Yeah, power is back on. Well, I'm glad you got your power. I'm assuming that some type of storm or something took it out. I don't know whereabouts you live, so. Amanda, go. All right, what are y'all talking about now? Teach him the birds and the bees. Man, I know all about the birds and the bees. Come on now, Heath. All right, got a little bit of a bleed. Windstorm, power off since 3 p.m. Oh, that ain't good, Weber. All right. And the last one. No. Let's get off of there. All right, there we go. So theoretically, this is how the tanks are going to kind of look like once I get it, you know, put all the way together. So, as far as the instructions go, it talks about what you can use this kit with on this side and this side. This is all it shows on this side here, which is not a lot of instruction. And this over here, which is also not a lot of instruction. Like, what are these things for? Like, I have no clue. I mean, I see a whole bunch of them, but I don't know what they're for. So, this is going to be an adventure. All right, so the items that I am going to use today is, first and foremost, a hobby knife set. I actually got this at a auto parts store, and I pay like, I don't remember, 15, 20 bucks for it, but it comes with all different blades and even has like a couple of little picks in there. And I mean, it's a whole lot cheaper than going to Hobby Lobby or some other type of hobby store to do that. So I'm going to use my blade, and it's got a very good grip to it as well. And then the other thing I plan on using is good old plastic weld, which is good solvent. Now, I haven't used that on paint before, so I'm kind of curious to see how it's going to work with the paint. So, yes, Joe, I know these are propane tanks because that's what the box said, and that's all it said was propane tanks. But as far as like the extra little things, I really don't know what they're for. Scrape the paint off the joint. Okay, I can do that. So, now one of the things I went ahead, you know, when I did cut these off the sprue, of course, you know, it did leave the original color white. All right, so let's look here. First thing it says is, for use with any hydrous ammonia facility, cut 2 vent pipes approximately 3/8 of an inch long. Well, I don't have to worry about that, so we ain't going to deal with that. Assemble the two tank halves, parts 27 and 28. Be careful to get a neat joint along the sides. Add the pipes and fittings. Note that parts 34 go between the rails on part 32. So, and then it says, note, there will be extra parts left over that are not needed. Well, gee, thanks. So, I guess this is what I want to be trying to make. So the only thing I don't have to worry about are these two pipes going up because I don't have any hydrous ammonia. And then over here it was talking about the parts going through the railing, or the pipes going through the railing right there. So let's see how this works. I'm going to try to do it, John, without scraping the paint first. I think it might work. Seems like it kind of wants to snap in at first. There it goes. Just want to get a good fit to it. Yeah, I definitely got some bleed issues for sure. And then I got like a residue on here from the painter's tape. I don't know if y'all can see, like, this was where the tape didn't touch, and then you can see where the tape touched. So, yeah. Well, and ironically about the leftover parts is it gave me some building pieces. You know, even windows that I have nothing to go in, and here's some other type of doors. But they did not supply me any roofs. So I guess what I'll have to do later is use a piece of styrene and try to cut it straight the best I can. Or get another building later on. And let's see here. Here's another one. The things that I was pointing to you that I don't know what are, it's these pieces right here. And there's like a ton of them. And then, of course, I know I'm going to be using most of this. We got the tank bases here. We got piping, more piping, the hatch covers, and whatnot. So it's going to be fun to figure out. Hey, we got Mystic Southern Railway here. Welcome, John. Now we got 3 Johns in the house that I know of. Those building pieces are for the pump house, etc., for building the propane facility, small propane tanks, Jason. Okay. Dang, those are very, very small tanks in. All right. So I guess the first thing I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to cut these pieces out first. Cut that off. That one, and that one. And of course this is being on the bottom, so it's okay for me to scrape it a little bit. I'm not worried about the white spot. And if I got to touch up those 2 white spots, it'll be fine. Who's on first? What are we playing, baseball? All right. Set that off to the side. And trim that one as well. And make sure those are good and smooth. All right. Take a little bit of plastic weld. Is there a front and a back? Yes, there actually is. And that's going to go in that hole there. Just like so. And on the other side, you can see the double ridge here with the hole in it, and that's where those pieces go in. And when I said, is there a front or back side? There is. This side you can see is completely smooth. And then if I flip it over, you can see like the two little dots, or I don't know. It's like a different texture. This has got like a concrete texture, and this is just smooth plastic. So all right, so that's one side. Go ahead and do this one. Oh, it's actually kind of taking some of the paint off. This plastic weld is some good stuff. So I actually worked on my grain elevator silos today. And when I originally bought it, I bought just the elevator kit and had like, you know, a 2x4 for the longest. And then eventually I got the add-on later. Well, I didn't know that you were supposed to cut like a little slit on both the old elevator and the new one and take the end walls out. So I actually fixed that and got that going good today. Oh, let's see here. What is Andy asking? Or MEK? I don't know. Natural gas is odorless, as is propane. The smell is methyl mercaptan. The smell of old farts is hydrogen sulfide. Well, that's good to know. Hey, we got William Bryant here. Welcome, William. And if I missed anybody else, I'm sorry. I'm missing. Call myself John number 7. That must be your lucky number then. All right, slide some plastic weld along the edge. The only downside about this plastic weld is when you're doing, you know, long pieces like this, that stuff does start to melt and dry fairly quick. So you got to be kind of quick about it. Yeah, get back on there. Whew, these are bowed. And y'all, this is like an old Walthers kit that I got at a store that just, it's not even really a hobby shop. It's kind of like they go and buy estate sales, and you know, they have like all types of collections, like comic books, old video games, VHS tapes. They got like a collection of Hot Wheels, Pokemon cards. I mean, and they actually had some model train stuff in there and other model stuff in there too. Like model tanks, model ships, model planes. And that's actually where I found this kit. But it's like the old Walthers Cornerstone that was in the light blue box. That's where this kit came from. Wow. Oh, so I'm probably going to have to glue this, and might have to wrap some tape around it because it's like it's not wanting to, the glue's not wanting to hold. And I really don't think it's the paint because that bottom piece is snug. But it's like, as soon as I let go, it just wants to open in the middle, but the ends are nice and good and flush. Sparky's Old School. He uses, and it smells the best. Okay, Sparky, how does it taste? Does it taste good too? John, I've got some clamps somewhere, but I'm afraid I put too much pressure and break these things. I mean, this ain't budging. So it's like as soon as I let go, it wants to open up again. Let me try the other side too. I mean, you can see it's attached in the center, it bows out, and then it's attached at the end. Dang, this is going to be crazy if half of my show is just holding this together. I mean, Sparky, add more glue. I don't have rubber bands on me either. I don't know if Amanda's got anything in here. Let's see, we got anything in the store here? Hey, I got Scotch tape. I could use that. I don't know if it'll pull my paint off. John's like, use a hammer. I think a hammer would do the opposite effect. We're going to Scotch tape it. See what happens. Just make sure I don't become attached to it. Why can I not be attached to it, Ray? I don't know if Amanda would like me being attached to it or not. Scotch tape, bad idea. It's going to stick to the glue. Sparky. That's funny. That's hilarious. Well, I'm just going to try it. Anthony, let's just see what happens. If it sticks to the glue, I can always make that the backside. Yes. Oh, looky there. Y'all, I'm telling you, my wife is amazing. She brought me rubber bands, so now I got to take the Scotch tape off. Well, the Scotch tape did not stick to the glue. It's kind of stuck to the paint. Ah, get off of me. Where's the batteries? See, now I can't even get that piece of Scotch tape off. Yo, this episode's almost going as bad as the lick and stick decals. It's not taking all the paint off. It's only taking it where the glue was. And, I mean, rightfully so. The glue is designed to melt the plastic. So, I mean, of course it would make sense. There we go. All right, let me get this one last piece off, and then I'm going to band it up. And I put like 2-3 coats of paint on these. Nah, hun, you're awesome luck. Because when crap does go down the hill, which usually happens, you're here to bail me out. Alright, let me try this again. See if I can stick the brush back in between. And get this side. What doesn't help is I got these little things in there. There we go. Alright. So, Anthony, when you put yours together, was yours warped too? I'm curious to know. Or did I just get real unlucky with this kit? I mean, I only paid $15 for it, so. Okay, the bands are doing the trick. It's not opening. So one tank done. Except for the bands are on there still. Alright, so now we gotta do the other tank. And I've got 2 more bands. Alright, where's the bases? There they are. So Amanda speaks totally truth. We went yesterday to the hobby shop to get a train set for our Christmas tree. Yeah, we went ahead and put our Christmas tree up. And so my son is a Weeblo Scout, and of course I'm a Scout leader, and I was a Scout as a youth. And they had a Boy Scouts of America train set there. And one of the things that I thought, keyword thought, was cool about this train set is you could control the train via Bluetooth from either an Android or an Apple phone. So it's got a Bluetooth decoder in it. So the power pack is literally just nothing but a DC power pack with a on-off toggle switch. There's no, throttle speed. You control all that through your phone. And we open it up. We're making a YouTube recording out of it. Aaron's putting the track together. And we get to the last part, which is putting the train on it. Because, he showed off every single car that it came with. And lo and behold, the locomotive would not do anything. And, I mean, it's like I said, it's just a basic train set. An F7A with a box car, a open hopper with a coal load in it, removable coal load, and a caboose. And we're like, man, that's perfect just to go around the tree. And lo and behold, that locomotive does not work. It says if you put it on like a regular DC layout, to make sure you take all your trains off and put your throttle at full speed, and then you can it should power up and you can control it with your Bluetooth device. Well, of course I don't have a DC layout, but I've got DCC, and it says with DCC all you gotta do is just turn your system on. Okay, so I turn my system on, and not my phone, but Amanda's phone also would not find that locomotive. And so it's like we go to the help page on the app, and of course we get an error 404, which, for you IT type people, a 404 is a page not found. So yeah, we got a dud locomotive. I did contact support, which Bachman does not support it because the decoders are not Bachman's. It's a company called Blue Line Trains. I sent it to Heath earlier. They make decoders that are controllable through Bluetooth. So it doesn't matter if you got DC or DCC. It doesn't matter if you got sound in it or no sound. You can control that train. Well, after learning more about them, I'm not a fan of that route because then I find out that you cannot control it with your DCC throttle or controller of any type. So I'm like, well, that kind of stinks. So we went and spent, $200 on a train set, and we can't even run it around our tree yet. So, yeah. That was our run of bad luck yesterday. And then if it was, to the extent of, well, I'll just go and exchange it. Yeah, that's not happening because I got the last one. So I'm debating on either getting, the company Blue Line Trains to either fix it, send me a replacement decoder. Because I really only want it just to go around the Christmas tree. It's not going to be anything I can really use for my layout. But, I also thought about, well, what if I, installed soundtracks in it? Put some sound. So I thought about checking that avenue out on it as well. All right, rubber band number 1. Rubber band number 2. All right, now we've got 2 propane tanks. Yeah, and I'm definitely going to have to figure something out because I think some of my fingerprints have got paint on it, and so now I'm getting fingerprints with paint. So I definitely have to do some touch-ups for sure. But that's okay. No big deal. All right. Holy smokes, we're already in 40 minutes, and I'm only done step 1. Man, that's bad. Tinker, ask another question. All right, so what questions are we talking about? All right, so I saw something. Andy says, look for the NMRA conformity warrant on their stuff. Well, that's the thing. Andy, this is the only company I know that makes Bluetooth decoders, and Bachman is the company that uses them. And the app is made by Bachman. Yeah, Anthony, yeah, it looks nothing like propane tanks. Well, Anthony didn't get to see my stencil. So, Anthony, this is what I plan on naming the propane company. And I'm going to take this on and paint green. So, yeah, Passmore Gas Company. So that's why I chose green. Because I thought green would kind of resemble like, a fart cloud or something. So, all right. So, add the pipes and fittings. Note that parts 34 go between the rails on part 32. All right. So, I guess I need parts. I'm sure y'all can probably see this better over on this side. Looks like 30, 31, 32. I've already done 29. So, I guess I'm going to start with 30. That one will be easy. That's just these 2 hatches right there. Oh, there you are. And I'm sure I'm going to have to touch paint up on these as well. I mean, and I'm sure that's fairly common if you paint your stuff before you cut your sprues out. Which, I mean, for little pieces, it's got to be easier than trying to keep up with everything. Hey, Tom. All right. But I'm definitely going to work on having this finished for next Sunday. And I'm hoping to have my grain elevator done too. Which I did not bring in here. But that's okay. I gave it a new coat of white. No, Sparky, I'm finally on step 2. Finally. You're off a little bit. All right, and these go side by side. All right, I got that one on. And I'm just applying the plastic weld to the top. And then sticking the hatch right on top of it. So there's our hatch. All right. Yippee, step 2. Awesome. All right, step 2.5. I got to put these railings on. Let's see here. Which ones are the railings? Not on that one. And not on that one. There they are. All right, so I got railings and platforms. So I guess I need to get the platforms first. And all I'm doing is just rocking my blade back and forth because I don't want to take a chance of cutting and totally messing something up. But I think once I get that side done, I can wiggle. Whoop. Yep, see, wiggle and it just falls right out. Well, Amanda, at the rate I'm going, it looks like you ain't going to get to log in for work. You just keep that in mind. Wait a second. Ray Central 127. Did I miss somebody? Oh, we got Ray Central 127 here. Welcome, welcome. Make sure I didn't miss anybody else. I'm not seeing anybody. I said hi to Tom. Okay, that looks like this. Any chance of the Train Freak graffiti decal? That would look pretty badass on one of my box cars. I can send you the image if you want to print it yourself. Corey, you just let me know. And of course, you know, we have the STS cars that we're going to be doing annually. So you might, I don't know what car we're going to go to next year. And I actually created a graffiti logo for Aaron, which would be the Freak Junior. Oh, does it go? Aha! It goes that way. Okay. How about that? So I guess on this one, I'm just going to dab glue on the tips that go in the hole. Okay, so Ray Central used to be Z-Scale Ray. I thought your picture looked familiar. So what other scales are you doing, Ray? So there's our first platform. Okay, I thought I just saw where someone says they cannot wait to see Heath's circus in N-Scale. Well, if you would have watched his live where he was trying to get his trains running that day, that was a circus. Because it took him, 3 hours just to get a train running? Well, Andy, you're the only one I know that is here tonight, but I know there is at least one or two other Andys over on the other side of the pond that I know of. I could be wrong. Heath, you're right. That's not bad, but it was still a circus. But we were glad to see you finally get your layout up and going. I mean, you are kind of ahead of me, but yours is a whole lot smaller than the layout I'm building too. Okay. And so these, so there's little holes on the platform. So that's what I'm fixing to glue these down into. Hey, did I even get any glue on that? There we go. Putting building kits together, they said would be fun. Hey, Frank. Welcome. Welcome. You ain't missed much, even though it's already been almost an hour. I'm only on step 2. We got Keith from the CAMP. Do I want to do your tank cars next? As long as the tank is one piece, yeah. I mean, I don't mind doing them. These here are warped, so I'm not a big fan of the warped ones. Okay, that's not too terrible. So, the batteries, I don't have any. No batteries. Sparky, that's already started to happen. Because it felt like as soon as I lift up on the railings, because there's not a lot of glue there to begin with, it was like the railings was stuck to my finger, even though I didn't even get glue on my fingers. I think it's the paint. Because I did paint these earlier today. And I don't know if I had enough sun to cure it. Yeah, see, this one just wants to keep falling over. All right, let's see here. Yeah, Tom. Yeah, unfortunately. Well, technically, the way the instructions are, it don't have any steps in order. I mean, you know how these Walthers. I mean, this is literally half of it. So this is the part, like I'm on the second half of this part. And then, of course, you got this side here, which is like an aerial view. So, all right. So we got the railings done. So what's going to be fun is taking the bands off, because now I have to take them off one direction. All right. So let's see here. Step 4, he's completely stuck to the parts. Hey, Caboose 121. Welcome to the Train Freaks Screw Up channel, where stuff has not gone right yet. All right. Oh, now it wants me to... Oh, I guess I need to do the ladder. So I've got all of this done up here. Now I got to do the ladder and the this piping here. So, all right. So the ladder is 36, and there is 36. Oh, that's lovely. Nothing to exactly hold the ladder onto with. I'm going to make sure there ain't no holes on the bottom. Nope, no holes. Okay. I have made mistakes in the past where I cut some sprues off and I wasn't supposed to cut them so short. So, Heath, I've had sprue cutters in the past and I lost them. So I got tired of buying them. But it probably wouldn't be a bad idea for me to have a pair somewhere. Especially for like little pieces like that. But sometimes you can just take your hobby knife and just go right and snap them right off when you work it back and forth. Of course, that one don't want to snap off. There it goes. And I'll have to touch these up. I know. All right. So I'm going to assume that this is the right way the ladder should be, because I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but the legs here are a lot longer than the top. So, oh, looks like Randall Ellison stopped in. Hey, Randall. How was the weather last night? I heard you had a tornado warning. I hope it didn't get too bad. I would assume if it got pretty bad, you wouldn't be here. I like white. I painted my grain silos white. All right, so I'm just going to do that much of the ladder. All right. So what I did, I'm going to see if I can show you. I took the very top step of the ladder and made it flush with the platform. I mean, think about it. These are some freaky looking tanks, right? For the train, yeah. You know, for my channel, the Train Freak, you gotta have freaky looking stuff. And then, of course, you get freaky names like Passmore Gas Company. That's funny. Trying to smooth these ladders out. There we go. Okay. Really? My rail had to fall over. Okay, well, I'll have to re-glue that in just a minute. Oh, did Jet Jack stop in? Hey, Jet Jack. We are attempting to build these propane storage tanks. And some of these pieces are wanting to be a little more difficult. Okay, so I'm definitely missing something. Oh, tornadoes around New York City. Yeah, that is rare. It's not here, though. Heath, you're hilarious. That's right. This is what's going to go on the tanks. I already made my stencil. So. And then I'll put that on and spray paint it green, and I'll probably put the stencil only on the first tank, like right here, but right here in the middle. So after I do touch-ups and stuff. All right. Let's see. Next is I got to find piece number 34. Piece number 34. Not on that one. We got a 34 on this one. Yep. It says I got 2 here. Do I have 2 more elsewhere? I do. Okay. We're good. We're good. So now I got to cut these out. I always hate cutting out the pipe sections, because those are the pieces you can easily mess up. Lick and stick stencil. Yeah, I don't think it works that way though, Sparky. That would be like spraying the paint on there and then licking up all the extra residue, so that way you have like an even spray. And then my tongue would be like puke green. All right, set that one there. Where was that other one? Here it is. All right. Let's see. South Brooklyn Railroad. Welcome. I don't think I said hi to you yet. Trying to think, is that Big Bill? South Brooklyn Railroad Big Bill? Ooh. I'm still trying to learn everybody. And that says a lot when I say trying. Ah, I got it right. How about that? Right for once. Now, if Amanda was in here, she would be shaking her head right now. But I don't know if she's still in here or not. All right. So I'm going to slide that one off to the side. So this one here, it says that it's supposed to go in the railings, I guess like so. It acts like it kind of rests on it, so. And it looks like one pipe does go, so. There we go. So it's this 34 piece here that I'm working on. And so that's what it wants me to do. So I'm going to go ahead and just dab a little paint on the tip or the end of that one. Stick it in and put it right there. All right, that one went in. Man, it's like waiting for paint to dry. Oh, Amanda's still here. How about that? Amanda, did you give up trying to keep Heath, Ray, and John in line? John, that is no lie. I mean, how long did it take you to do that brewery? Man, that took you a while. Of course, you went into more detail than I did. But that brewery did look good, though. Sparky, There's the pipe that connects the two tanks. Are you sure you want me to do your Wednesday night? I don't know if you want me to do your Wednesday night. Man. This is tough. All right. I think I got it. I know the camera's not focusing in very well. So, of course, all the little white blemishes. Yeah, I got to go touch those up. That is a pain. Anthony, I thought you said this thing was easy. Yeah, I did like the brewery series. Yeah, that was pretty cool. All right, now I got to cut the other two out for this one. Sunday night's entertainment at its finest. Just imagine if I was doing a decoder install on a locomotive. Because I actually almost ended up doing that. All right, Randall, take care, buddy. Be safe out there. So, like I was saying, this kit here is an accessory kit. It's not an actual company. And it was just to kind of give you like a gist of an idea of what these tanks are for. Is it could be used to go with like the grain elevator, to provide propane heat for drying like grain. It could also go with like a cannery, which would be to fire up the boiler or the cooker. So I've got a meat company and a grain elevator that's going to actually sit behind this industry. So I was thinking of using this as a industry that's going to supply the propane to those two companies. So that was my idea anyways. Once I get these two pieces of pipe on, I will... Oh, looks like my phone out to the garage must have died. I was going to show y'all what I've been working on, which hasn't really been much. All right, so there's the first one. Carl Stevens. Yeah, do what Sparky said. Run while you can. No, I'm just kidding. It's just slow going. That is for sure. Heath, it was actually planned for the 8th hour of the stream. But at the rate I'm going, it's probably going to be planned for Sparky's Wednesday night live chat. Okay, I think I got this one on too. I think. So we got tank 1 and tank 2. All right, let me see what this... Hey, that's a half the page. All right, so I'm going to fold this because we're done with the top section. So yay! Get Aaron to do a remote. Well, Heath, I'll let you ask him. He might say yeah, he might not. All right, Ken, take care, buddy. We will see you next time. All right. So here it says, these accessories are assembled and as shown can be placed as needed around the model. So I'm assuming those are just tanks that are supposed to be upright with, man, I really don't know. I guess those might be the tanks like you would load in the back of a truck or something. That's the only thing I can think of. So when I was thinking of like small propane tanks, I'm thinking of like, you know, I live in the county, so we don't have like gas as a utility service. So we have like propane tanks in our yard, and that's what we use for like our, you know, whatever type of heat, you know, which my house is all electric, but my next door neighbor, her house, she has gas logs, and so they have to come and refill her propane tank. There's a next time? Oh, there's always a next time. It just might be a 5-minute separation from this time. So, just depends on how long this time takes. If you put those on, you won't get the elastic bands off the tank. Well, it shows that they're only supposed to be on this side. There's no piping in the middle. So all the piping's on this one side here. So I should be able to get, Digger, gas logs are like, it's like a fireplace with artificial logs, and there's like, you know, gas behind it that actually provides the heat. So the flame, it actually doesn't catch the logs on fire. I don't know exactly how it works, except for gas. It's basically a gas fire. So, all right. So the other thing I have here is the car unloading rack, which I will definitely need for sure. And then this here is assembled. The pipe runs as shown. So I'm not really sure how this is supposed to work, because I'm seeing like right here, pipe is over the top of this tank, but it looks like it's running under this tank. And then you got a pipe over this tank too. So I'm like, or maybe is it just the pipe laid up under, and then these pipes that I just put on maybe connects to those? That's the only thing I can think of. And then I see a pipe coming out from this tank. It looks like it runs through that tank. So, but it doesn't show where to connect that. So, he does have that fancy knife blade set. Yes, I do. O'Reilly's Hobby Shop, or O'Reilly's Auto Parts. I paid $15 for that years ago. And the nice thing is, it's got a big magnet here in the background that holds all the blades in piece or in place, and it comes with these little picks too, which is really good too. So, and I just knocked the pipe off. Wah, wah, wah. That's okay. I can get the pipe back on. So how many people are rolling or falling out of their chairs right now since I just knocked the pipe off? Amanda, what mask did these bands come off of? Do I need to be concerned? Photo on the box, show it at the Train Freak. No, Andy, for some odd reason, the photo on the box does not show it. And like I said, this box here is like the older packaging. It actually shows the propane tanks not even being right up on the rail. Surprisingly enough. Okay. I got those back on, finally. Oh, what are you saying, Anthony? I mean, I can't really hear you. The fuel and oil kit had a good diagram in the end of the instructions for all the piping goes. I'm telling you, this is literally all they gave me. I've got nothing but text on one side, which tells you what you can use it with. And this side here is nothing but the diagram. So it's all done. Man, I don't know if I want to tackle this piece or not. Man, this is going to be fun. So it looks like that piece here is the tank cart unloading rack, which is 40. Piece 40. And then it said I needed 46, which are these right here. And then this one long piece here is 42, which is designed to go under one of the tanks and go to the second tank. And then right here is 41, which is the other piece. And then these are all the individual propane tanks, but they're actually halves. So you have to, take this half and glue it to that half. And they only gave me 4 of these. So I don't know exactly what these looks like hooks. Turn it this way, it looks like a letter J. I don't know exactly what those are for. And the rest of this is all scrap stuff. So yeah, I think I'm going to take everyone's advice and hold off and look at Anthony's photo and call it a night on these, because I mean we're already running almost 1.5 hours. So, but I'm pretty well pleased. So I think this will look good on the layout, especially once I get my stencil on it, get it lower, and then it's going to be green. So I think it'll look really good. The train feet. Look at this photo. Is that the link that I looked at Walthers earlier today on? Because I really didn't see much. So, but like I said before, this one here came out of the original light blue box. All right, I'm going to go ahead and change my screen. And let's go right here. There we go. The light blue box. So, I mean, it didn't really come with a lot of information. Well, guys, I hope y'all had fun watching me be a screw up tonight. So, I mean, I have fun trying to put these things together. And I'm hoping that I can get these finished by Sunday next week, because that's typically when I do my layout updates, so that way y'all can see it. I will let y'all know I've got another video that's going to be coming out sometime in the middle of the week, which will be the part 3 of my operation series, and that's going to be creating the actual waybills in the waybill software. So if you didn't get a chance to check out part 2, I know it's an hour long, but it is Very, very informative if this is a route that you want to go, and it's like literally a walkthrough of setting everything up. So, hey, we got Epic Railroad, man. I ain't seen you in forever. So glad to see you come back. So, all right, everyone. Andy, yeah, I definitely got to put that up there. That was funny. Yeah, it's been a gas. That's right. And Dave P is dropping in. Man, we got people dropping in, and I'm trying to cut on out. So, hey, I could take Keys of Ice and go maybe 3 more hours if y'all want to. So, I mean, I'm down. But yeah, I'm done with the propane tanks. That's for sure. And I'm gonna let those bands sit overnight, and hopefully, when I take them off tomorrow, they won't be. Amanda's like, no, and Tom's like, start over. So yeah, hopefully they won't come apart. So other than that, I'm trying to see if there's anything else I was going to show y'all. No, I don't think so. Oh, and just FYI, as far as like the green color on the tanks, Amanda actually picked that color out. I went to Home Depot and took a picture of all the green spray paint in that little section, which is the satin. And she was like, that one, which she gave me the name of it. So if you're interested as to what color that is, it's called Eden. So, and it's a satin. It's a Rust-Oleum makes it. So it's pretty good. All right, everyone. Well, I'm going to give y'all time to say your goodbyes. If you want to, you can put your channel subscription numbers in here, and maybe you haven't subscribed to other people in here. And let everyone say their goodbyes, and I'm going to call it a night. So, y'all take care. Be safe out there, and I hope y'all have a great week. See y'all. We're going to end in 3, 2, 1.